Just remember that on the first day God made grinding stones. The earth, it's full of them. Well, little buddy, looks like we're gonna have to do some valve adjustment on you.
But I'm so clean and pretty, and you got oil all over me the last time.
Oh yeah, I know. It went everywhere.
Oh yeah? What are you gonna do about it?
That's alright. I've got something for that. Ooh, that sounds good. Hit the gas harder. Oh man. Oh, sorry. That was nice. I'm gonna make you some valve covers with holes in the top so that we don't get oil everywhere. Alright, well, these are the specialty products cheapest you could buy on Amazon. Tall valve covers. Look, I didn't buy these to be pretty or even that useful, really. I'm going to cut them up and use them as tools, essentially. But just be forewarned, if you do buy the cheapest thing on Amazon, don't expect the highest quality. They're not horrible or anything, but there's definitely lots of dents in them, and it was obvious that the dents were in them before they were chromed. But again, that's not why we're here. Basically, if you want to do the valve adjustment with the engine running on a small block Chevy, you know, you're either gonna come up with something ingenuitive to stop oil from getting all over the place, or you're gonna have a mess. And you know, this is something that people have been doing for years, just cutting up an old set of valve covers and using them to stop oil from going all over the place. There's people that actually have made a business on making products like this for people, and you know, more power to them. They're actually selling them at a really good cost. I think you can pick up a set for about 50 bucks. I really thought about doing it, but I wanted to make this video for you guys, so I just went ahead and ordered the cheapest ones I could get off of Amazon. I think they were right around 40 bucks, and we're gonna cut the tops of them off, and then I'll pop them on there and, you know, show y'all whether it works or not. Anyway. Well, it took a bit more than I expected. The reason it took so long is because I did not anticipate how much this metal was going to just be boogered up by the grinder. I mean, just razor sharp edges all over the place on this. So it took a little bit more work than I thought. I had to change discs, go to a little bit wider one, knock off a lot of the long burrs. I mean, you can see them laying all over the place, and that's all was removed by me with the grinder and by hand. And I just needed to get them to where I could touch them, because I mean, they would have just, oh, they would have just eaten me alive using them if I hadn't have done this. And you just don't want that stuff down in your engine. It definitely would have come off pretty easy. So I've done a decent job. I'm still going to do a little bit more. Also, this has to come out of here, so I'm going to knock that out of there and do some more hand filing to get them cleaned up, and then I'll throw them on the truck just so y'all can see how they work. And we'll get back to you here shortly. Alright, well, I used the screwdriver and the hammer to knock that little thing right there out. And then hit it with a file enough that I can run my fingers around it and not, you know, come back with blood all over the place. Even though I keep finding little pieces like that I am a bit worried about coming off and getting into the oil. So I don't know if I would suggest doing this with a grinder. I definitely just learned that. It's going to take a little bit more file work before I'm ready to put these on. I'm going to go inside and sit down at a table and do this, and then I'll come back out here and throw them on there so you can get a general idea of what the whole gist is. We'll get back to you shortly. Jeff the Cheap Trick number 2. If ever you find yourself without a grinding stone or a tool to take off edges and deburr stuff with, just remember that on the first day God made grinding stones. The earth, it's full of them. I picked up this rock out of the yard, just so happened to be a really great size to get down and around everything. Ended up working a lot better than the hand file I was using. Now the edges are nice and smooth. There's absolutely nothing hanging off of them. Couldn't have bought a better tool for the job. So very happy with that. And I'm gonna get them cleaned up and thrown on there, and I'll get back with you. Alright, well, that's the idea, folks. Cut a hole in the top of the valve cover to give you access to the valves, and hopefully it'll help keep oil off of everything under the engine compartment. So of course you could take something and cover most of this and just have it open where you're working, and I probably will take something. I don't know, I'm sure I can find something to sit up there for a little while I do the work. But yeah, that's it. Making a tool to adjust valves with. And that weird hose that was sitting there, because I'll hook a long hose up to the PCV, that way I don't have to hear it right in my ear as I'm doing this work, because it will make clicking noises too sometimes.
This is why we do all this. I know you can hear that tapping. Cannot isolate it to save my life. I've tried putting pressure on them, I've tried moving them around, loosening them, tightening them back up. Cannot isolate the sound. Other than to say that it's coming from this side. It's just freaking weird.